Capricorn, what is going on with you? Your reading for June 2020 is full of cups. You have, well, the 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups, King of Cups, and 8 of Coins and 5 of Coins. So you definitely... some of you, the party's over. You party too hard, and so just check out your reading. Let me know what you think. Leave me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you want to hear more. And so let's check it out. Thanks. All right, Capricorn, let's get started with your June 2020. Gosh, June already. General tarot reading. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Check your placements. This isn't going to be for everybody, but if it's for you, you'll know it. If not, like I said, check your placements, check out another video, or check out some of the many other amazing people on here on YouTube. So with that said, I didn't really get a chance to put too much thought into the pre-shuffle, and usually I do for everybody, and I try and get some messages if I can, but I don't know. It's like the only thing I get, Capricorn, is just like, I don't know, the song Wide Open Spaces like just comes to me. So I don't know. Maybe you're exploring something new. Maybe you're newly single. Maybe you're out in the world alone. I don't know. Maybe that has nothing to do with this. Well, let's find out. So in June, your past, which would probably be somewhat now, depending on when you're watching, this is May. So, but we're going into June, the 5 of Coins. So definitely some struggle, some difficulty. 9 of Cups, the Wish card. So you probably have moved out of some difficulties, some struggles, and you kind of are in a different place. This could be a temporary place. I don't know. Maybe you've had an influx of cash, or you're just... I don't know, maybe you tapped into some resources, and maybe you've been indulging a little too much. I don't know. We're going to like lay out a whole spread, but that's interesting. How it fits with the 5 of Coins, I don't know yet. But let's see. In the upcoming, in June, the future, depending on whenever you're reading or watching this, you have the King of Cups. So, yeah, I kind of feel like maybe there's a little bit of overindulgence. I don't know. The Challenge. 5 of Cups. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, there's just like this feeling of somebody was overindulging. And I'm not saying it was you, but maybe it was. I don't know. We're going to pull for your foundation. King of Swords, Truth. That also kind of, like if Justice comes out, this is just really going to freak me out, but let's see what happens. What is it that you want as your best outcome, or what is it that you want out of this situation? Queen of Wands. You know, I don't drop F-bombs on YouTube, but it's like you want the F out of there. You want the F away from this. Okay, the advice. 10 of Cups. Okay. I don't know, man. This is really bizarre. Sometimes cards just really throw me off, you know. 8 of Wands. This is your external influence. So, this is what's influencing you in June. It's your biggest influence. 8 of Wands. And then we're going to clarify these. But first we need You want to look at your shadow side. What is it you want? What are you hoping for? What are you afraid of? What is it maybe you need to know? 8 of Coins. Alright. This to me is something saying that you're getting back to work. I feel like maybe if you were married or are married or in a relationship, maybe you had like, I don't know, this is going to sound really weird, but some of you might have had like a little too much time on your hands. And so maybe you overindulged, overspent, maybe binged on some things a little too much. And now this is saying that you are ready to get back into the swing of things and get back to work and kind of get out of this this kind of energy before it has too much of an impact negatively on you. And I'm not laughing because I'm laughing. I just some things just come to me, and it just kind of surprised me. 7 of Coins. So you are worried about your financial legacy, your inheritance. And what I mean inheritance is what you've earned and saved up, or what you're trying to put away for yourself down the road. And I really just get the feeling that like this 9 of Wands here, you're getting ready, you're worried that you're getting ready to pick up a burden that you don't want to carry. And so you want to get back to work, you want to get back in the swing of things, you want to get moving. And I think maybe you're really tired of, there might be, I see a lot of bickering and quarreling, not getting along, maybe being too close to one another, cramped spaces, overindulging, apathy. This is a lot of things that I get here. And I think your biggest concern and everything is this 10 of Cups, family, home environment. It could be children, or it could be just your environment, the people in your environment. There may have been some conflict and some things said that shouldn't have been said, and sometimes we say things in the heat of arguments and the heat of passion and throes of passion, and we say things that we regret. And the external influence is the 8 of Wands in June, and this is, I think, propelling you back into work. So if you've been out of work, or a lack of work, or whatever, you've been waiting on money to come in because you haven't been really receiving what you're used to, or getting what you're used to, this is pushing you out of there. This is like, I don't think you could do anything about it even if you wanted to, but I think this is what you want. You want out of this, and you want like back to the way things were. It's like the party's over and it's time to get back to things. So that's where I'm going with this, Capricorn. There's just, it really, I go intuitively first, and then I do look at face value meanings of the cards, but it's really what I feel like this is about. And I want to clarify some of these though. I think the biggest thing I want to clarify here is this 5 of Cups, and this is your challenge. There might be some mending to that needs to take place, and this is saying, okay, so the Chariot, this is being empowered, having the ability to affect change, and having the ground, having the standing, having the ability, the authority. This is like being in your power, or being empowered to do whatever it is that you're doing. And this to me is about fixing what's broken, and it is definitely fixable. I think there's some things that maybe need to be worked on. Now this might have been, I'm not saying you did anything, we could be talking about the other person here. Things can be vice versa very easily here in these things. And so you have this element of like, oh shit, I need to fix this, or we need to fix this. And so I think that's the focus in June, is fixing some of this stuff that has kind of been a little wonky and chaotic, and getting back to life as it was, getting back to work, working on your nest egg, working on your prosperity and your abundance, being a little bit more conservative and less indulgent. In the World. See, this is the return. So this is saying mend those fences, fix whatever it is you think needs fixing, or whatever it is you want to fix. And this is probably a romantic relationship. That's my feeling for most of you. But this does bring a return to life as you knew it. At some point, toward the end of June, I feel like this is like, okay, we're getting back to the way things were. And it's starting to feel good again, not unpredictable, not chaotic. I'm sorry about my squeaky floors up there. You might hear that. So I think this is where you're at. I think the other thing that we want to clarify, or I want to, is you have the Ten of Cups and the advice. And I very much think this is about your relationships, family, if you're married, children, whatever it is in your environment. This is telling you to look to that, to them, to lean on them, to depend on them, to if that is your goal, to get to that, to work toward that. We're gonna pull this one. Wanted to come out, the Hangman. So this is going to take some work. It's going to be a little bit of work to kind of get things back to the way they need to be. But I think this is really kind of looking at yourself and kind of like, okay, sometimes we have to see our part in things, and that can be hard to do. But this is really just like taking a look at yourself and looking at things from a different perspective, and allowing things to just work out. They're going to work out. I mean, this is very clear that it's going to work out. Things are going to return to a new normal, or normal as you knew it. The Eight of Wands. What is it? Capricorn's highest good to know. The Eight of Wands for external influences. Five of Pentacles. Yes. So this is saying it's time to get back to work. If you don't, if things aren't kind of redirected, there is this sense of loss, and you have repeaters here. Five of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. So this is like the important message here, is it's time to take care of business, because it's going to be time to very soon for you to get back to the way things were and get back into working or productivity or whatever it is that you want to do or have been doing. It's time to refocus your efforts on that, and you know that is working on your legacy, your inheritance, your nest egg, your abundance, your harvest. Seven of Coins. Eight of Coins, I'm sorry. Eight of Coins. Temperance. Okay. So, Temperance. I always say this, and Temperance is about unfinished business or adapting, coordination, taking control, not being overly aggressive, being focused here. So I think this is really the focuses in this is just to get back to your previous realities, kind of what I feel like. But a lot of this is just because things were so out of control, they weren't in your control. And I think a lot of this is related to current events, world events right now. A lot of people's lives being upended, changed, disruptive, chaotic, unpredictable. And so there's just all this scattered energy, and this is almost like a detour. Things kind of went off the track a little bit, but this is things getting back on track for you in June. And we're going to pull some cards for Seven of Coins for the outcome. This is good. I like this. I feel like this just some very it's like I feel like this is like one wild ride. Oh, there's our card. What is it? Eight of Cups, walking away, getting out of where you were coming from. And I think that Capricorn, you are on your way out from this in June and into the new place that kind of a return to where things were before you ended up in this kind of crazy situation. I really feel like this is just really like a scattered, emotionally, energetically, just things were like all over the place for a little bit, and it maybe has felt like too long for you. But here's the Knight of Swords. This is this is moving forward with the plan and taking action. So we're gonna pull a couple of these, Capricorn, and see where you're at. Hopefully we can get one or two more good messages for you. This is a very interesting reading. I don't know. This card's haunting me. Maybe there's something I need to hear the truth about, but the truth be told. So being honest with yourself, being able to look at not only somebody else's part in things, but your part in things, and really just to getting a different perspective, being open to receive criticism and critique, and be gracious when giving it, for the sake of compassion and getting along and cooperation. I want to see if I get one more message out of here. Capricorn, to the sea. Okay, so this very much to me is you kind of, the first message I get out of this is finding your way back to, I almost want to say, I'm just saying it, so I'm not saying this in any negative or positive way, but it was like a coming to Jesus moment. It's like going out to sea. It's like Lieutenant Dan jumping off the boat in Forrest Gump and going to find God. This is kind of what the vibe I get from this. And this is really just some soul searching after all this is over with, or some soul searching to get back to where you came from. And I think you very much want that. And it's funny, on the bottom of the deck is higher power. So I think that's a very fitting message for you. Capricorn, I want you to have a great June. I have some other stuff coming out down the road in another week. So if you want to hear more from me, please, by all means, subscribe. Leave me a thumbs up if you would, if you liked this video, and leave me a comment. I love to hear from everybody that has something they want to say. I love the connection, the human connection with everybody. So with that said, I'm going to leave this here and say stay safe, stay healthy, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Thank you.